Saturday. Thursday they stood the posts up. Yesterday they put the casings on and then poured the casings to bring the concrete up to ground level, as you can see here. And now the macro here now working on filling the holes in and leveling the land back out. Once we get that done, then they can start on the beams for the floor. I don't see any steel here yet for that. There's a bit of I see forms for concrete there. I've got some which I've sold to the builder. I got to drop them off here too, but so far things are looking good. So now start to actually come above ground. Finish with the underground stuff and start to come above ground. So I believe the plan today is to just fill in all the holes, smooth everything out. So leave that with them and then check and see what the plan is from there. But appears as though everything's looking good so far. Pleased with things. Well, the builder's gone for the day, but I see we're looking good. See what they've done today is they've filled in all of the holes up to ground level, and they've also cleared nice and smooth for where the beam's got to go. So the next step is to pour a perimeter beam, then of a perimeter beam of 30 centimeters, and then on top of them they will smooth out the dirt again and then pour another perimeter beam plus all the interior beams above that. So I see they've piled all the dirt up as they're going to need it to spread around once they get the perimeter beam done. The mixture's still here, the rock is still here. There's sand, probably need more sand, more rock, and probably more cement, but the next step now is to get the forms and frame up the perimeter beam. So we'll leave it for now and we'll check with them next time they're back and see if that's what they're up to. January 15th, Wednesday. Update on the new shop. As you can see, we're above ground now. Well, not really. We're above. This part will eventually all get buried, but doing the first row of beams. The posts with the concrete have all been filled in. They've all fine. They've now got the beams here are built. These are all. They appear to be. They're at least 12 inches, so I think that's all 330 centimeters. This is around the perimeter, as you can see. Through here, this being the main shop area. There is one post in the middle, this one here. The remainder of these beams will all be underground. They will be under the floor. To support the large floor span so that we don't get cracks and breaks in the floor. So they will be all buried. As we come back here, this will be the dividing wall here between the living space and the shop itself. There will be one bedroom over here. That interior beam will get built on the second row of beams. There will be another bedroom here. There again, these walls or these beams will get built on the second row. as they are non-supporting at all. All of the supporting beams are all get double layers, the other ones are single. So the couple walls that aren't, or where the interior walls are going, will only be a single beam, and it will go on the second beam as they will pour another beam above this one once it's poured. So that's where we are today. And then back here in that corner is the parking space for the car. Thursday, January 16th. It looks as though they had enough forms, or whether they went and got more, but it's all formed in, ready to pour concrete. I see the mixer over there. On the other side I look, there's not nearly enough sand, cement or rock, or the macro's not here, so I'm assuming now we just wait for the boss to show up and deliveries, and then we're going to pour some concrete. So we'll check on them later. Saturday morning. Things are progressing. As you can see, the first row of beams was all done. I was mistaken earlier when I said there would be a double row all throughout. Apparently there will only be a single row here for the shop, and the back here will have double row or double level of beams. This back here being the living quarters, this being the shop itself. So there will be a step up from there into the living quarters in the back. So they are now just finishing up the form work, just tidying it up, filling up the edges and things. The macros here. Pardon the noise, bit of cutting going on, but they're we'll be pouring concrete on the back half here today as they are getting close to being ready. The macros here. I see a truck has just arrived with more cement, more sand, and I'm not sure if we have enough rock or not. Oh yeah, it looks like rock was delivered earlier, so have enough rock, sand, and cement. So getting ready. So this being Saturday, they don't like to work on Sunday, so I'm assuming this afternoon some point, or once this is ready, they will start to pour the concrete, and then the sort of below grade beams will be complete, and then from there we can well, I would say after that a bit of plumbing through the floor, and then more fill it up with dirt, get it all packed down, and then it'll be time to pour a floor. So we'll leave it here, and got stuff to do at home, so we'll come back and check with them later in the day. Saturday afternoon, and I was right. Yep, they are pouring the concrete for the living quarters portion of the shop. The boss is operating the macro or backhoe. I count 13 crew members here. He uses a backhoe, 1 scoop of sand, picks up 1 scoop of rock, and comes over to this side. Oh, gets a little more sand. I guess it's 2 scoops of sand, I guess. Oh, I see. They're doing half a bag of cement at a time. So I believe it's half a bag of cement and 1 scoop of each. That seems to be the formula they're using. So all the beams are poured. and they've been stripped. So they finished yesterday pouring, and then we're here this morning briefly and stripped them. So I say this part here being the shop, and the back part being the living quarters. The entrance will be somewhere about here into the house part of the building, with this part here being sort of a bit of a sitting area. One bedroom back there, and parking down here for the car. This will be sort of kitchen. This will be the main bedroom and 2 bathrooms. This bathroom will access off the kitchen, and this one will access off the bedroom. So that's where it sits. So I think it'll be a matter of they need some more dirt. They need to pack this down a bit, get it all tamped down, packed down, and to run the plumbing. In here we'll have sink, shower, and toilet in each of those. Right about here, I believe, is where we're scheduled to put a sink. And in this corner here, I'm going to put a washing machine. So that's really all of the water lines, and the septic will go back here where the frames and stuff are. So from that point of view, it's yeah, it looks good. I think it's all the plumbing's nice and compact in one corner, with the exception of running a line up to the front for the washing machines for the customers. So okay, Monday. What are we at today? Well, I see they've brought some more steel, and they've started to extend the posts up to 3 meters above floor level. So they've brought extensions here, and you can see they're being added in. We have across the front done and a few done this way. They have enough done for the rest of them, as well as he's brought a number of the forms for pouring the posts. So I guess we'll be doing the posts before the floor, which, if I remember correctly, I guess that's why we did it at the house too. The only thing that's come up, which they're going to make a slight change to, is the son-in-law wants the parking a little bit higher, so we're going to raise it up about another 6-8 inches, I think. So he'll look after that. And then, so other than that, they're going to bring some more dirt in. They're going to put these posts up, and then probably get ready. I don't think they'll pour today, but get that ready. So we'll check with them maybe after they got them all done. I got concrete. It is January 30th. For this particular pour, the builder decided to order the concrete truck versus mix it themselves. Not a lot of space for them to operate, so that's fine, but it all works the same. So just waiting for one more truck to come to finish it off. I was going to set up the camera for the time lapse, but I would say I'm a little bit late for that. But today they're just going to pour the actual shop space. The pouring in the back at the higher level, which will be the living space, that will be done later. So let's take a walk around that way and see what we can see. Are you happy with everything?
Oh yeah.
It's a good job? Good boss?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we're close, just need to put we used rebar in the front. Here they're just going to go with the standard wire mesh, as it's not carrying the weight, and each of the rooms are small rooms, so thought that'll be fine for here. The 2 washrooms are in here. They always get poured at a later date as they're at a different elevation than the rest. Oh, I see we have dug in a septic tank today. We have a septic tank in, Noon. Have a septic. Yeah, we've got a septic.
ใหญ่เท่าไรคะมันใหญ่ไหมครับจริงแค่เนี่ย1,000 ลิตร5 กว่าบาทค่ะนี่เนี่ย
And the other thing we're going to pour today is the parking, is the concrete pad for to park the car. So those will get poured today. Then we'll do one more pour, which will do the rest. They're not large pours, so it's not too bad, but so that's where they're at today. So we're going to town. We'll probably come by and check and take a peek and see what it looks like once it's all poured. Today's the last day in January, the 31st. So we are 3 weeks into the project since the pole raising, and as you can see, the concrete was poured on the shop space yesterday. Then after that, they prepared the living portion, let the wire down, and they also poured if we look back here, they poured the carport, or the parking spot. So that's been poured. Those were done with rebar. This one here we decided it was fine just to do with the wire mesh. So that's what they're doing. And they're sitting around waiting this morning and waiting for the concrete truck to show up. I see they've been putting water on the slab here. Keep it so it doesn't dry out too quick. But she's starting to look good. So the concrete truck is here, getting ready to pour the last here. So it'll be a short video, but maybe we'll set up the camera for a bit and watch them pour the floor. So she's done. As you can see, we had the concrete truck here, and he supplied the concrete for most of it, but as it turned out, he was a little short on the truck, so rather than try to order a small partial truck, they just mixed it by hand, and as they've got rock and sand and cement here, and finished her off. So now this is all done, the shop portion's done, the parking's done, the living space is done. The only part that's not done at this point in time is where the 2 bathrooms go, but those usually come later, so we're good with this. So from what I understand now, it's going to be time for a roof. So if you like this video, give me a like. If you any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll do my best to answer them, and with that, we'll leave it there and catch you in the next video.